How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? James Caldwell here with Tattoos and Microbrews, and I'm in Corvallis, Oregon at the Oregon Trail Brewery, here to take and give you a sneak peek at how they brew beer over here in Corvallis. All right, perfect. That's awesome. All right. All right, Dave, so which one? What are we
Now we're moving on to our Oregon Trail wit.
Wit. What is the wit? How would you describe that? How would you break that down?
You can see that it's unfiltered and kind of cloudy. Has a bit of a white taste to it. Wit is the Flemish word for white.
Okay.
And so it's an old style that's been made in Belgium. Flemish would be the native language of Belgium.
Really?
Belgium and France, the border there. And they've been making this style of beer since the 1500s. When I went to Belgium when I was 20 years old, I tried this wit beer, and it's a Hefeweizen style of beer. So it's unfiltered, but in addition to hops, it has orange peel and coriander seed in it, so it gives it a little more fruity, spicy little zip.
Okay.
So give that a try.
Thank you so much. This is wit.
Fruity.
Yeah, it's sweeter than the last one. Definitely, there's not like almost no bite, none whatsoever.
Yeah, this is a nice ladies beer. Nice, easy drinking summer waffle.
Yeah, right. You could get this is dangerous because you could end up drinking a little too much of this because it just goes down so smoothly.
Blue Moon White Ale is a style a lot of people are probably familiar with. White Ale is wit. It means white, so we used to call it white ale, but we went with the traditional Flemish word wit just because I like that better. It doesn't sound so white.
Yeah, and it also doesn't sound so typical. It sets you guys apart. Because I had never heard that expression. And in all honesty, I know there's going to be people that leave comments and call me stupid, but I didn't even know Flemish was a language, so I learned that today for sure. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, Belgium's an awesome country to go visit. It's quite a beer Disneyland of awesome beers. So, especially sour, crazy beers, because that's where they've been making beer for centuries. And back in the day, a lot of beer had a sour twang to it, just because they didn't know how to separate the yeast from the bacteria. It was just everything was fermented just on the air. And God is good, is what they would say, because the bacteria and the yeast would come in on the air and eat the sugar and turn it into alcohol. But you get the bacterial little twang along with it.
Oh, that makes sense. So it gets you that extra punch.
A little punch. Yeah, I've got a sour beer for you to try here later.
Oh, fantastic. I appreciate you, Dave.
Check this brew. We're brewing. Gotta keep on it.
Let's check it, guys.
Check it.
Heck yeah.
Tail's going down.
Dude, I can't even express to you in words, and I'm probably going to keep saying it until you're annoyed with it, but I am so grateful to you. Thank you so much. This is such a fantastic experience that I will hold near and dear to my heart for the rest of my life. Because I consider myself an artist as well, but brewing beer is not my art, so I have such an admiration because I love drinking beer so much.
We're going to have to make some homebrew then.
I have once, but you might laugh. It was with what they call a Mr. Beer kit. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh, I heard of Mr. Beer, sure.
Yeah, and honestly, I will say, until I started getting it, this was before microbrews, before my experience with microbrews, before I started getting into it, before I even really knew what they were. I brewed one of these kits, and it was kind of the spark that got me interested in microbrews. But this kit that I bought for like 30 bucks online had the best beer that I had ever drank in my life. Because before that it was only, I won't name the brands for copyright issues and just because, bleh. But I was drinking a lot of the most popular beers. And some of them are still good, I still consider them good, but for some reason, the beer that I had made in my closet tasted better and had a better buzz than any beer I'd ever bought from the grocery store.
That first batch of beer I ever made came out so good, like you're saying. I was just hooked on making my own beer. I didn't think it could be possible to make that good a beer.
Yeah.
And my first batch, oh baby, woo. So good. And here I am now, 30 some years later, still just making a little bit bigger batch.
Right? No, it's awesome, man. And I think it goes back to what you were saying earlier about freshness. You know what I mean? Like, and not only that, but the energy that goes into it. With mass-produced beers, it's like I can almost taste the staleness that comes with mass production. You know, it's not that there isn't any heart and soul, but there's definitely much less.
Yeah.
Like this batch right here, you're putting a lot of heart and soul into this batch. This batch right here is one man and 200 gallons of beer. There's a lot to be said about that. There's a lot to be appreciated about that.
Yeah.
Sneaking
Down
right
to the bottom of the barrel. Look in there and you see how the hops form a little cake at the bottom. And then that is what filters out. You see that kind of white, it's called trube. It's kind of floating on top of the hops. That's a kind of a protein that comes out of the malted barley. So that actually acts as a filter to filter that out.
How interesting. Yummy.
What's our temperature up here reading?
It says 20 and 70.
Okay.
Right? 20 degrees Celsius, 85.
65.
Oh, 65.
60.
Yeah, my bad.
70. Yeah.
I'm looking at. I was
Yeah,
looking
20
like
and
this.
68 degrees.
Okay,
Okay.
sorry.
Okay, yeah. That's as cold as we can get her today. Summertime, the water coming out of the city isn't as cold as it is in the winter time, so that's what we use to cool the wort. So it was going full throttle, as cold as we can get it.
Heck yeah.
So we can cool it down a little bit later in the tank.
That's one thing that I think definitely sets Oregon-based, especially Albany, Corvallis, places that are more rural breweries apart is the water quality.
Yeah, we have some really nice soft water.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's really good water. There's good water here. I'm from LA, so we don't drink out of the tap.
County, so pretty hard water. So yeah, for brewing purposes, you want to do like, you know, reverse osmosis water down there, and because that water is just, the beer's okay, but it's better if you filter the water for brewing, because it just gives the beer kind of a gnarly, kind of hard taste, just like the water.
Yeah, the
beer's mostly water.
The brewery that I filmed at in Van Nuys called McLeod. They do exactly what you're talking about. They have like a serious filtration system that they put their water through to make sure that it's like just right.
Yeah.
And then they add like, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like this white powder. I think it was like calcium or something.
Yeah, it could have been gypsum maybe.
Yes,
Gypsum.
that's exactly what it was. I love that. I feel like by the time I'm done with my trip, I'll have a lot of that stuff memorized.
You said you're going to Utah next.
Yeah.
There's a family there you can hang with.
Yep. I'll be there for a month. I'm going back to LA for a week. I was supposed to be there for my ex-girlfriend's birthday, but we broke up when I left. She freaked out. She couldn't handle the fact that I was leaving.
Oh, well.
I know, right? Destiny.
No. You can always get back together. When my sweetheart left me, this was about 39 years ago. She said, "I'm going to London, England." And I said, "What? You're going to London, England? You're leaving me." And she up and took off. And I hightailed it over there and went over there and hung out with her in London, England. Best thing I ever did. That's where I got turned on to some great beers in England and all over Europe. This was back in 1978. Then I moved to Oregon, and she stayed over there for a while. 6 months later, she came back, and next thing you know, she moved to Oregon, and we're still together. Been together 40 years.
Congratulations, man. That's fantastic.
So you can always.
You want to give her a shout out? Tell her you love her?
Hey, Laura Lee, love you, baby.
Thank you. Awesome, man.
Thanks for going to London, England, and turning me on to all the great time in Europe and all those great beers that really got me into beer even more than I already was.
That's so awesome. She's gonna see this and she's gonna blush so hard. That's so awesome. That was very romantic. I dig that. That's so cool.
So yeah, you can always go back, or you can just keep moving forward with the ladies and relationships. So you know, as long as you didn't piss her off too bad. All you did was say you're going to go on a road trip.
Yeah,
and then there's a good old song by Dan Hicks and the Hot Licks, and I'll sing a little bit called "How Can I Miss You If You Don't Go Away? You keep staying here day after day," and it goes on after that. But yeah, you got to take a little break to make the heart fonder.
Of course, that's exactly what I was just about to say. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Heck yeah.
You can, it's about done. Man. So, but this isn't going to keep you going forever, unless you're going to just be on the road forever now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We'll see how it goes. If it ends up getting picked up, you know, after I got enough for like 3 or 4 episodes, and if I can get 3 or 4 episodes pitched, and see if I can get some investors and get some sponsors, and you know what I mean. Who knows what'll happen?
Right.
I'm doing it as professionally as I can. I have training and a degree in this, and
right on.
Putting everything I got into it. It's like, you know, you got to risk it to get the biscuit. And so far, it's paying off. You know, I've got a bunch of amazing, wonderful people like yourself.
It'll be at least an adventure.
Yeah.
Damn right.
That's what I'm saying.
Because you don't want to just get stagnant hanging out in LA the rest of your life, that's for sure.
Exactly.
Get on the road. You're young. You're barely, what, 22?
I wish so much. I just turned 28 like a week ago.
28?
Or like a month ago. June 16th, I turned 28.
Good. So it's good that you're getting out on the road and checking out the world.
Right? I appreciate that. Thank you. So this one's almost done right here?
Yeah, it's trickling out. I'm just letting it finish trickling. Then we got to dig out the mash tun and clean up.
Dig out the mash and clean.
All that grain up there and that hopper up there.
Yeah. If not, for whatever reason, I totally understand, but is it cool if I help? And I get like a shot or two of like me scooping something?
Yeah, I want you to do it. I'll film you. Or you can set up your tripod.
I can. That would be really cool.
Tripod.
Honestly, that would be amazing. I would really appreciate that.
I need your help.
That would be so cool. Yeah, man, I didn't want to overstep any boundaries or make it sound like I was, but I wanted to offer my help earlier and stuff. Anything you need help with, don't hesitate.
I'm setting you up right now.
Cool. Yeah, man, like even if you want me to take out some garbage, anything, man, I'm down. I appreciate you so much. It's the very least that I could do.
This is the little...
Oh my God, this artwork on the wall is amazing.
Yeah, this is a new mural out here. Jesse's gonna come pick it up tomorrow for her chickens and critters.
Awesome.
So it'll just come from the mash tun up on the second floor, right here into these totes. So let's see some sweat.
Awesome.
Start digging.
Let's do it.
Yeah, that's a cool mural that just barely got painted here. It's still kind of in the works. There's this full color one here, and then the black and white one over to your left. About the history of Corvallis.
1910?
Yep.
Awesome. Okay, so what do? Go upstairs and start shoveling?
Yeah, you see there's a bucket, right? Set up your camera so it's over there, so wherever you can get yourself scooping it. Probably over there by the stairs would be good.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on the stairs.
On the stairs, yeah.